guys, welcome back. My name is Jessie and this is Crochet in Christ by Jess. So before we get started into the video, I do first of all want to say thank you so much for all of the new subscribers. I haven't hit 200, but this is still a lot. I'm so surprised that so many of you guys want to spend your time with me, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for being here. So in today's video, as you can tell by the title, we are going to go over some of the things that I've made since the last video, and a lot of them are non-amigurumi. I haven't really shown you guys a lot of the stuff that I've done that's non-amigurumi, but because I don't have any markets until September, I think I have 2 in September, I've just decided to kind of get my joy back with crochet. I just want to kind of, I don't know, just create things that make me happy. And if I can sell them, great. If not, then oh well. So first off, we're going to talk about temperature blankets. So for anybody who has ever done a temperature blanket, if you don't, well, at least for me, I wasn't very disciplined in getting it done. So I'm still working on 2024's temperature blanket. This is behind me what I started on. So I used Lion's brand. Sorry, I thought I had some sitting out here. Lion's brand 24/7 cotton. And I picked out a lot of different colors because I wanted it to be very colorful, not realizing that in the state of Tennessee, it's going to be very one note, as you can tell by all of the orange here. This was actually May's and June's of last year. And then, actually, no, that is from this is the first half of the year. We'll just say that. So this was January through June. So yeah, lots of oranges. It's very warm here in Tennessee. But anyway, so this is half of the blanket, and I was like, I want to make sure it's a really big blanket, not understanding how much time it was going to take me. So it's probably, I would say it's about as wide as my, what is that called? Your wingspan. And I can stand up, and half of the year, I didn't realize that I've got a little croak. So apologies there. And I stand up and it's almost as tall as I am, and that's just half of the year. And each of those, because I did such a small yarn, and I also am using I was using a 4mm hook. I think it was 4 or 4.5. I'm pretty sure it was 4. It's taking me a long time to get through the rows. And I finally got caught up in June. I don't know, maybe the beginning of the year. Yeah, I think it was in January of this year that I got caught up in June. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a different route. And so I started to do something different in hopes that I could. And it's so crazy to do a half of a year. Maybe I'll have 2 different blankets. We'll see. Sorry, I need to take a drink because evidently I decided to get a little cookie. So maybe I can add these 2. So first half of the blanket will be like this, and the other half, I was just really wanting to get done with the blanket, and I was tired of working on it. And so here we are, over halfway through 2025, and I still haven't finished my 2024 temperature blanket. So this, and on top of all that, I also ran out of a color, and I just recently bought it again because it really wasn't my top priority. And so I decided just to do big gritty squares. And to show you what I'm working on now, so this is July's, and I still have, I think, 5 or 6 days left in July. So all I need to do is I'll have 6 of these, right? Yeah, I'll have 6 of these that I'll have to add together, or I'll have to put together. And I ran out of this orange tangerine color, but that's one thing that I've been working on. I ran out of it about here, and so this is what I've worked on this week, is getting that done. And I did very briefly work on December's since it didn't have any of that color, but you know, doing granny squares over and over again, it can get kind of bored. So boring. So that's what I work on now whenever I just want to sit and crochet, but I have no idea what I want to do. So that's going to be one of my projects that I'm hoping to finish before the end of this year. So for those of you who are doing temperature blankets, let me know how terrible they are. It's very rewarding, but like as far as time is concerned, like how much time does it take for you to do it? If you are silly like me and decide at the beginning of last year that you wanted to make a twin size mattress or a twin size blanket. So that was one thing that I've been working on this week, or since the last video. And then this is one other thing that I finished up. But yeah, temperature blankets are they're a mess. So I have a lot of acrylic yarn that I got from the dollar store. So I'm pretty much what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to work through a lot of the yarn that's just been sitting there because I don't want to get rid of it. I have a problem and I love the yarn and I think it's pretty. So I figure, you know what, I just need to start working with it to just to use it up, right? So I guess I'm going through some of my yarn stash. And so this, I had this really pretty pink color here. I think I used it for one of my trolls. And I don't know what I was doing. I think I was just making something with it. And I used up this is an entire skein of that just yarn from the Dollar Tree. I triple stranded it and I did a half double crochet and I ran out, and a little girl that my daughter, she has a summer program that she's in, and she said that she likes pink and red, so we just made her this little purse, and this is so silly, I accidentally cut the yarn here, and I didn't want to frog it, so I made it into like a little heart, and so I made this little purse here, and just freehanded it, just for the fun of it. And then I also made, and this is what kind of yarn is this? Peaches and cream yarn that I think I got from Walmart. And it's a variegated. And I just made a little phone purse type thing. I freehanded it, did some granny square stitches, and then did some half double crochet, and then made a little pretty little thing. And my phone fits perfectly in here. I was thinking about making a couple of these for markets just because I don't have any. All I have is amigurumi. So I don't have anything that's kind of speaks to somebody else. And so I'm going to work on this. I think it's really cute. And it was pretty fast kind of workup or whatever. And it goes crossbody as well. So I made that. And then I'm not sure if some of you guys might have seen the post, but I had some more of this peaches and cream cotton. Oh yeah, this was cotton yarn too, by the way. And I made MJ's Off the Hook. I've seen a lot of her stuff, and I don't make any wearables, and this was the first wearable that I've made. And some of you might have seen the video, the video that I put up, but I love this hat. I absolutely love it. I want to try it in a different yarn, but it gives me Blossom vibes, right? Am I dating myself? Anybody else watch Blossom? But no, I just think it's a good summer hat. It's nice and light. I did use this yarn though. One thing that I did notice by this peaches and cream yarn from Walmart, I don't know where else it's at, but what color is this? Oasis is this color. This is the color that I did the hat. I used, I think, 3 of these, and in her video she used a lot less, but this is a bigger yarn. It does bleed a little bit. I was playing with the water with my kids. I'm not sure if you can see where it bled. And I've made a couple of things in the past with the same type of yarn, and it does, like, it bleeds. There's a really pretty green color, and as I'm using it, it bleeds onto my hands. So just be aware of that. And my daughter had one of these little things that she didn't want anymore, so that's my little hat holder. But this is a YouTube tutorial. She does offer all of her patterns, not YouTube. Like, I think they're on Etsy. I think they're on maybe they're on Etsy, but I know that they're probably on a blog. But a lot of her stuff is YouTube tutorials, and it's really neat being able to do that and use that. Let's just toss it on there. And since we're talking about MJ's Off the Hook, I don't really know what her name is, so apologies there. I also made one of these. It's a granny square bandana. I don't remember the name of this yarn. Um, I took the label off of it, but she uses fingerling yarn, and this is very similar to it. I think I used a 3.5 millimeter hook. This is what they call bandanas, but I really like the way it turned out. I don't think my nip is big as hers is though. But one thing that I have a problem with these things is how like my hair kind of pulls right there. But I don't know, maybe I'll try a bigger yarn. But I do like the way this lays, but I want to try a bigger, like a thicker yarn to see if I like the size of it better because I just don't feel like it ended up being as big as I wanted it to be. But it is very cute. I tried to give it to my daughter, but she was like, I don't like the color. But the color is very pretty. It's very Renfest-y. But yeah, also she has a YouTube tutorial on this as well. You can find it on her blog. Very easy to follow. Both of them can be a little time consuming just because you are it's just like anything that you're crocheting. This one took me a lot longer than I was hoping it was going to take. I can't remember how much because you can see how small the little stitches are, but very cute. It was a nice break. Both all of this, excuse me, non-amigurumi stuff was a nice break in just doing something different to kind of get my what as Miss Sue calls it, my CROJO back. All right, so that's all my non-amigurumi things. Actually, you know what? I'll put them back here where I usually put my guys at. There we go. Put my drink over here. And so I've been doing just a little bit of crocheting. There is something that I'm working on doing to keep me from buying any more patterns. I have a lot of patterns that I don't use anymore or I've forgotten about. So what I'm doing is I'm going through all my old patterns and I'm just going to crochet them and see if I like them, or if I had trouble with them, see if I can figure them out. So there's one pattern that's been kind of haunting me. I think it was my first pattern I ever purchased. It was very early on of me actually crocheting, and I'll show you guys in the next video because I haven't finished it yet. But it took me, this is probably the 5th time that I've tried to start on it. But for whatever reason, my brain just wasn't able to grasp the concept, or maybe the pattern wasn't written very well, so I was having a little bit of difficulty. But I finally kind of figured it out, and I'm about halfway through it, and I don't think I have enough yarn because it's ending up being very massive. It's a lot bigger than I was expecting it to be with using just Bernat. No, I'm actually using Yarn Bee, which is like a Bernat equivalent. So I'm using all Yarn Bee this one. But I'll show you guys in the next video. I'm really excited about that one, and I'm excited about another one that I've started on because I just was out of town. I was spent the weekend at my mother's house with my kids for the 4th of July weekend. So I just took something that was going to be easy for me to make. But I think it was the yarn that I used whenever I made it. It was a snuggie type thing, but I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand the texture. I didn't like the way it laid, and it was really frustrating. And it was not because you know that some of their Bernat blanket yarns aren't the same. It wasn't as soft. It was very stretchy, but not in a good way. But I'm using a softer yarn that I really like, and I've got it actually sit right here next to me. So hopefully by the next video, I'll have it and I'll be able to show you. So I'm going through all of my old patterns to kind of, I don't know, just kind of bring life back to the things that I once thought that I wanted to make. So keep an eye out for those because I'm really excited about them. I think you guys can see this. It's over here. So the first thing that I did that I hadn't made in a while was a capybara. This is a different capybara than the one that I've made previously. That I made earlier this year. The one I made earlier this year was a not YouTube, but a Instagram pattern. This one is Plushico. It's an Etsy pattern. I purchased it a while back, and I hadn't made it. And I really like this sand color for them. This is Bernat Baby Blanket and Sand, and I made 2. of these. How adorable. Made their eyes a little bit different, but very easy pattern. Um, Makes up very quickly. It's a no-sew. I love, so far, I think I've got 3 of Plushy Coast patterns. This one, the Labubu, or what they call them, the fake ones, are Lafufu. The Labubu pattern, and my floppy ear bunny ones. And so far, I love her patterns. They're very easy to follow. And then next, I guess I'm a stickler for frog patterns. I want to do a frog video of all my patterns that I have of them, because I have some that I like and some that I don't like. This is one from Melly Inspired Crochet, and I just love the way he turned out. Look how cute. So this is all Yarn Bee yarn from the Hobby Lobby. I think this is a 12 millimeter or a 14 millimeter eyes. And I used a 5.5 millimeter hook for this. And I used a 6 millimeter. I've been using 6.5, but I've downsized to make the stitches just a little bit tighter. When my wrists get to hurting really bad, I have to use the 6.5, but I've been giving them a little bit of a break, I guess. So Bernat, and this is Yarn Bee. I just think that's so cute, and it just like, well, I guess it doesn't sit perfectly on your hand, but he just looks so cute. He sits really good on his own over here, and I want to make more of these. I have a lot of Yarn Bee colors that I want to make, and so I've started on a purple one, and I haven't finished it. And I did a little bit smaller eyes here. So comment below. Sorry, sometimes I talk so fast, and I've gone back and I've watched some of my videos, and I realize that I don't even understand what I'm saying. So I'm going to try to slow down or repeat myself if I know that I'm speaking quickly. But comment below and let me know which size eyes I should use here. Should I do the bigger or the smaller? I think this is the 12 and this is the 14. I think. I'm not 100% sure. I kind of like the smaller eyes. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know. Give me your feedback. Okay. And then I have been working on a couple of patterns. For those of you who don't know, I actually just closed my first pattern tester call, and I'm so excited, but I'm so nervous at the same time, because I think that it really, especially if you're starting off new, you're being very vulnerable and being like, look what I made, and hoping that people like it, right? But I'm very excited about it. I can't wait to see if this pattern sells well at my next market, and we'll see. So I've spent excuse me, I'm so sorry for my croaky voice. Oh my goodness, I don't know where this came from. We were had a fire and did fireworks last night, so it's probably catching up to me. So anyway, so I worked on one of my patterns. I'll show you the pattern here in just a second, but I have another one I would like to show you to get what you guys think about it. And this is my final, this is my final, I think, on one of them, and I have a question about another one. And so I've really been working on a butterfly ring. For those of you who've seen my past videos, you know that dragon ring by who is it? Nerdy Crochet. No, that's not Nerdy Crochet 7. Mo2 Designs, I think is the one. But those are very popular, or at least it's hit and miss, but they're consistently have been fairly popular over the course of this year. But I really wanted to do a butterfly, and it's a little late in the year, but hopefully next year it'll be a little bit better. A butterfly pattern for a butterfly ring. And so this is her. I think she turned out really good. I'm very happy with the way that she turned out. I've been working on her, and I get really frustrated, and so I get just discouraged. So this is Big Twist Posh. I cannot wait to try the ones at Michael's. I'm going to be making a trip to Michael's in about 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So I'm hoping to get some really pretty colors. But these are my 2 favorite colors. Side note, my high school bedroom in high school was these two colors, that lime green and that really bright blue. All of the walls were these two colors. They were opposite, and it was very, it was a little overwhelming if you didn't like that kind of stuff. But anyways, so I will be probably doing a quick little pattern tester call for this. Maybe we'll see at the end of the month or whatever. But I would like to get this out before the end of the summer, just because I think this is going to be such a fun little make, and it's a little ring. And who doesn't love something that's interactive? I know that what's his name? Crochet Carpenter. I think his name is Aaron Crochet Carpenter. He has little finger puppets, which I think is really cute too. But I just think this is really cute. So tell me what you think about that, and then give me any feedbacks. And on the ring, I guess, subject, I, in honor of my mother loves dragonflies. I've got a dragonfly ring. I'm still a little concerned about the wings because they're not really, they're a little floppy. So I'm thinking I might need to come back down on the other side, maybe to make them a little bit more stiff, but and then give them some. I don't think he has antennas. Maybe give them some antennas. So tell me, what do you think about the dragonfly ring? I think it's a good concept to start off with. And this is also Big Twist Posh. R.I.P. All right, and I've been waiting to show you guys. So my pattern tester call that I just put out, that's actually, I just, right before I got on here to talk to you guys, I just sent out my Canva link to my pattern testers. I want to say thank you to Miss Sue. I think it's Miss Nancy, and then Kayla, and then Proper Pandemonium Crafts. I don't know what her name is, what your name is, but I've met her. She's at another market that I've been to, so I'm really excited that you guys are testing these. So I'll show you the first one. And so this is Holly, the hanging possum. She does hang from her tail. And I think she just turns out really cute. It takes me about 45 minutes with doing the hot glue too. I do hot glue the pipe cleaner in the tail just to keep it from coming disconnected from the polyfill, and I do like to do a little bit of hot glue here at the end to keep it, because it is a pipe cleaner. It can push through. I think this one, I don't think I put the hot glue in this one. Yeah, see how it pops through here if you don't put that hot glue in there. And so this is one with eyes that I've embroidered, just because I didn't have any eyes with me when I made her. And so this is also Holly. And I don't feel like that the tail is as reinforced without the hot glue. And she is low sew. One thing that you have to sew is her ears. Everything else is no sew. These are the two that I made, the two adults. And then, oh, and you do have to sew the embroidered little head piece if you want to. And so this is all Bernat. This is Bernat blanket. This is the yarn bee, and this is yarn bee. So this is the velvet yarn bee. I like using the velvet on the tail just because it kind of gives it a ratty look, like you know how their tails are. And then the yarn bee, I think it's like cozy or something. It's the softer one. And then Bernat blanket. And so the next one that the next one I'm going to show you is all in just Chanel the Dollar Tree yarn. Okay. And I used a 4mm hook for these. And look at this. Every time I see these, my daughter said that this one needed to have the tail wrapped that way. She was singing, "It's a little baby," or "I'm just a baby," that little meme. And just look how absolutely adorable mom and baby are. And the only difference between these two is the type of yarn that I used. They still take me about 45 minutes, no difference. I halved the pipe cleaner, in here, but exactly the same. And I just love the idea of having the mom and the babies together. And so there's that. And we will see how the pattern test goes. This will be a free Instagram pattern. I'm thinking about putting the PDF version on Etsy, but I have been seeing a lot of people going out of Etsy. So if there's anywhere else that you guys are going to purchase your excuse me, sorry, my nose got itched. Um, to purchase your crochet patterns other than Etsy, comment down below and let me know, because I'd like to know where else I should put my my pattern at. And once I finalize the pattern test and fix any issues that the ladies see, I will be putting this on the YouTube tutorial as well, so it's going to be free YouTube as well. PDF version is just because I know some people prefer PDF, and just to see if anybody's interested in potentially purchasing some of my patterns. But yep, they turned out really good. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. But anyways, guys, that's all that I have for today. Thank you so much for watching and being here. And thank you again to all of the new subscribers that have come. I am just absolutely enthralled with the fact that you want to spend your next 25 or your last 25 to 45 minutes with me. And thank you so much for being here. And I really hope to see you guys again. And you guys have a wonderful day, and God bless.